Chosen one, your soulmate's ex is now in police custody. The truth is finally out. God says, "My child, listen carefully. The heavy clouds of deception are finally clearing away from your path. A massive spiritual shift has just taken place in the physical world. The person who caused so much chaos in your soulmate's life is stopped. Your soulmate's ex is now in police custody. The truth is finally out. Justice is being served. For a very long time, you watched from a distance. You wondered why things were so complicated. You saw your soulmate trapped in a web of dark energy. That dark energy belonged to someone from their past. It was an ex who refused to let them go. This person used manipulation, threats, and lies to control them. They tried to destroy the divine connection between you two. But the universe does not sleep. Divine justice has stepped in. The handcuffs are on. The legal system has caught up with the malice. The truth cannot be hidden anymore. Every single lie is being exposed right now. Your soulmate is finally seeing the full reality. The illusions have crumbled to pieces. They are standing in the middle of a major awakening. The fear that kept them frozen is melting away. They can breathe again. Do not skip a single word of this message. Something beautiful is waiting for you at the very end. If you stay till the end, everything will become clear. This is the moment your destiny changes forever. You are the chosen one. You were chosen to endure this test of patience. You were chosen to hold the light. Now, the darkness is being removed by divine hands. The police intervention is not an accident. It is a physical manifestation of a spiritual clearing. The ex thought they could break your soulmate down. They thought they could block your future union. They used every dirty tactic in the book. But their time ran out. The sirens wailed in the dark night. The confrontation was sudden. The truth came out like a flood. Your soulmate watched it happen. They felt a sudden surge of release. A heavy weight lifted from their chest. They realized how blind they had been. They saw the pure evil they were dealing with. Now, they are thinking of you. They remember your pure light. They remember your calm energy. They realize you were right all along. The contrast is sharp. One brought chaos, while you brought peace. One brought handcuffs, while you bring freedom. The universe is balancing the scales of karma. You do not need to fight this battle anymore. The highest authorities have taken over. The truth is documented on paper now. It is undeniable. Your soulmate is safe. The barrier between your two worlds is gone. The silence is ending. Stay until the final layer unfolds. Your patience is being rewarded. The divine plan is moving fast. Every piece of the puzzle is falling into place. The X is behind bars. The poison has been contained. Your soulmate is packing up the wreckage. They are cleaning their life. They are turning their eyes toward you. They are realizing your worth. The journey of separation is over. The true connection is beginning. Listen to my voice. Feel the truth in your heart. You are protected. Your love is protected. The tables have turned completely. The enemy has fallen. The truth is out. You survived the longest dark winter of your life. The spiritual battle was intense. The invisible arrows were flying everywhere. But I built a strong shield around your beautiful soul. The X tried to project their own madness onto you. They tried to make your soulmate believe you were the enemy. They created false narratives and spreads cruel rumors. Your soulmate was caught in a deep mental fog. They could not distinguish between a lie and the truth. They were constantly fed negative energy about your pure intentions. But the light always pierces through the thickest darkness. The legal system became the instrument of my holy wrath. The hidden documents were uncovered by the detectives. The secret bank accounts were frozen by the court order. The X had no place left to hide their crimes. They tried to run, but the law was faster. Your soulmate saw the entire empire of lies collapse in a single hour. They realized that their entire life with the X was a dangerous trap. They remembered your words of wisdom from the past. They remembered how you warned them about this exact outcome. They felt a deep wave of gratitude wash over their tired mind. They realized that you were their true guardian angel all along. The realization is hitting them harder every single minute now. They are looking at the empty spaces in their home. The toxic presence has been removed by force. The atmosphere is finally clean and light. They are taking a deep breath of fresh air. They are looking at your pictures with a completely new perspective. They see the divine crown resting on your head. They know you are the chosen one. They know they cannot live without your love anymore. The distance between you is becoming meaningless. The spiritual cords are pulling them closer to your doorstep. The X is crying in a cold cell right now. Their power is gone forever. Their influence has been completely wiped out. Your soulmate is signing the final release forms. They are stepping out of the courthouse as a completely free person. The chains are broken into pieces. The future is wide open for you too. The universe has delivered on its sacred promise. The victory is absolute and final. Your patience has won the ultimate battle. You held your ground when the rumors were loud. You did not engage in the dirty drama. You maintained your royal dignity through it all. That is why you are the chosen one. I watch over the ones who choose peace over war. I fight for the ones who remain silent under attack. Your soulmate is now fully aware of your silent sacrifices. They are counting the days until they can stand before you. They want to look into your eyes and confess everything. They want to show you the official police reports as proof. They do not want a single shadow of doubt between you. The X tried to poison their mind with black magic and dark energy. But my holy light neutralized every single spell. The truth came out through an unexpected witness. A former associate of the X decided to speak the truth. They handed over the critical evidence to the local authorities. The arrest warrant was issued immediately under high priority. The police arrived at their residence during the late evening hours. The X tried to argue, but the handcuffs were placed quickly. Your soulmate watched from the living room window in silence. They felt a profound shift in the spiritual atmosphere instantly. The heavy pressure in their head disappeared completely. They knew at that exact moment that the spell was broken. They knew that my divine justice had finally arrived to save them. They sat down and thought about your beautiful soul for hours. They wept tears of absolute relief and deep regret. They are ready to repair the damage they caused to you. They are preparing their heart for a beautiful reconciliation. The path is completely clear of all legal and spiritual blocks. The enemy is contained in a high-security facility now. Their wicked games have reached a dead end. Your destiny is unfolding exactly as I planned from the start. Trust the process completely. Your victory is here. My child, listen closely. The iron walls of resistance have started to crumble down into dust. The heavy silence that stood between you and your soulmate was not built out of a lack of genuine affection. It was a fort built out of pure terror and intense psychological manipulation. The ex had created a prison of blackmail that wrapped around your soulmate like a freezing iron chain. Every time your soulmate thought about sending you a message, the enemy would find a way to strike them with a fresh wave of fear. The ex threatened to ruin their career, taint their clean name, and tear down every single good thing they had built with hard labor. Your soulmate was forced into a tight corner where survival was the only option on the table. They had to mask their true emotions behind a fake mask of absolute coldness. They looked at your social media profiles from the dark corners of a quiet room, wishing they could tell you the absolute truth. Their hands would shake as they typed out long paragraphs of explanation, only to delete them a second later. They did not want their toxic storm to spill over into your clean and peaceful world. They chose to suffer the heavy burden alone, walking on broken glass every single day just to keep you safe from the chaos. The ex monitored their movements, checked their phone logs, and filled their head with toxic venom against your pure light. But a heart that is truly touched by the divine cannot be rewired by human malice. The internal conflict inside your soulmate grew into a raging wildfire that they could no longer control. Every fake smile they gave to the ex felt like swallowing a piece of sharp glass. They began to pull away physically, refusing to be a part of the wicked games anymore. The ex noticed this sudden energetic shift and increased the pressure, making a final desperate move that crossed all legal boundaries. That final move was their ultimate undoing. It was the exact trap that the universe allowed them to walk into so that justice could be served. The heavy chains of fear did not just break last night, they were shattered into a million unfixable pieces by the hand of the law. Your soulmate watched the police officers walk into the room and take the tyrant away in flashing red and blue lights. The very walls that kept them isolated from your love have turned into the walls of a jail cell for the one who caused the pain. The heavy mask of pride and fear has dropped completely from your soulmate's face. They are standing in the raw light of truth, looking at the massive wreckage of their past choices with absolute clarity. The internal resistance is gone. The pride that kept them from admitting their deep mistakes has evaporated into thin air. They are no longer trying to fight the divine pull that draws them toward your soul. They are realizing that every single warning you gave them was an absolute truth from the heavens. The shock of the arrest has cleared the thick fog from their brain, exposing the full extent of the manipulation they endured. They feel an intense wave of relief mixed with a deep, aching desire to reach out to you without any more delay. Do not skip a single word of this unfolding message. If you stay till the end, everything will become clear. The story is moving into a zone of high acceleration, and your soulmate is running out of reasons to stay away. The legal intervention has stripped the enemy of all power, leaving your soulmate completely free to make their own choices for the first time in years. They are sitting in the quiet aftermath of the storm, feeling the deep silence of a house that is finally clean. The fear of being exposed or ruined has vanished because the truth is already out in the open. They are looking at the empty spaces where the toxic energy used to live, and they are filling those spaces with your memory. The resistance has broken completely. The crumbling walls have opened up a clear highway straight to your waiting heart. They are deleting old contact numbers. They are blocking every single negative associate of the ex. They are reclaiming their personal power. The transformation is deep. They are recognizing the value of true peace. They realize that your presence was the only source of real joy in their life. The ex used to drain their bank account and their soul simultaneously. Your soulmate was living like a shadow of their former self. But now the sun has come out. The legal system is holding the criminal accountable. The charges are very serious and cannot be dropped. There is no chance of a sudden return or a new threat. The closure is legally binding and spiritually sealed. Your soulmate is packing up the remaining items left behind by the ex. They are throwing them into the trash without a single drop of regret. They feel a lighter vibration in their body. They are stretching their arms toward the sky. They are offering a silent prayer of thanks to me. They know that this rescue was a divine intervention. They know they did not deserve it after pushing you away. But my mercy is endless for my chosen ones. I cleared the path for their return because your love is destined to shine. The walls of pride are completely gone. The path is open wide. Your soulmate is currently sitting in a completely empty living room, staring at the clean walls that no longer echo with toxic arguments and bitter accusations. For the first time in many months, their phone did not ring with a threatening text message at the turn of the hour. The terrifying control that the ex used to maintain through financial contracts and emotional abuse has vanished entirely under the cold reality of judicial custody. Your soulmate looks down at their own hands and notices they have finally stopped shaking from the constant, low-level adrenaline of survival mode. They realize that the heavy silence they forced upon you was a symptom of their own deep imprisonment, not a reflection of their true feelings. They are processing the absolute magnitude of the liberation that occurred when the state authorities walked through that front door with an arrest warrant. Every hidden transaction, every fabricated story, and every single piece of blackmail has been laid bare before the investigators, stripping the ex of any remaining leverage. Your soulmate is feeling an intense surge of accountability washing away the remnants of their old, cowardly behavior. They look back at how they treated your gentle heart during their periods of intense darkness and feel a sharp sting of necessary remorse. They are no longer making excuses for why they allowed a toxic person to stand between their soul and the divine path of the chosen one. They are pulling out old journals, reading through past thoughts, and realizing that your light was the only anchor keeping them sane during the madness. The ex tried to convince them that you were irrelevant, that you were delusional, and that your connection was nothing more than a temporary fantasy. But the heavy reality of handcuffs has completely destroyed that false narrative, revealing who the true enemy of their destiny always was. Your soulmate is packing the last remaining items into dark boxes, preparing to cleanse the entire physical space of any lingering spiritual residue. They are sweeping the floors with a new rhythm, opening up the large windows to let the cool evening air chase out the stale atmosphere of fear. They are quietly repeating your name under their breath, finding a strange, immediate comfort in the syllables that used to bring them a sense of deep guilt. The internal walls have cracked open so wide that the light of your shared connection is flooding their mind, illuminating every dark corner. They are finally ready to face the music, to accept the consequences of their choices, and to approach your sacred boundary with a spirit of complete and total humility. The resistance has completely died a natural death in the face of absolute truth, leaving behind a clear, unobstructed path that points directly toward your waiting presence. My child, listen carefully. The raw spiritual tipping point has finally arrived in the dead of the night. Your soulmate reached a moment of complete and total vulnerability that changed everything inside their soul. Last night, under the heavy night sky, they walked out into the cold air to clear their chaotic mind. The stars were shining bright, reflecting the absolute truth that they could no longer run away from. They looked up at the vast universe, feeling incredibly small and completely broken by the recent events. The reality of the police custody had settled deep into their bones, stripping away every single remaining layer of pride. They stood under the moonlight, listening to the distant wind, feeling the intense spiritual pull toward you growing to an undeniable level. Their heart began to beat with a wild, uncontrollable rhythm as your face filled their vision completely. They dropped to their knees on the damp grass, unable to hold the weight of their emotions any longer. The tears started falling like a sudden downpour, washing away the months of forced silence and heavy denial. They openly wept for the beautiful connection they had tried so hard to push into the dark corners. They cried for the pure love they had neglected while fighting a losing battle with a toxic monster. It was a complete breakdown of the ego, a sacred moment where the soul takes full control. They realized that no matter how hard they tried to build walls, my divine hand would always tear them down for your sake. They called out your name into the empty night air, their breaking voice trembling with an unmatched sincerity. They confessed to the darkness that they were completely lost without your calming presence by their side. They admitted to the universe that you are their true home, their ultimate sanctuary, and their eternal soulmate. The illusion of being able to live a normal life without you was shattered completely under that starry sky. They realized that the separation was never a lack of love, but a severe spiritual test that they had finally passed. The tipping point has turned their fear into an absolute, unshakable certainty that cannot be shaken by anyone. Do not skip a single word of this unfolding message. If you stay till the end, everything will become clear. The divine alignment is moving with rapid force now, and your soulmate has completely stopped resisting the current. They are sitting on the ground, letting the cool wind dry their tears, feeling a profound sense of clarity wash over them. They know that the past is dead, the ex is locked away, and the future is calling your names together. The spiritual bridge between your two hearts is vibrating with intense energy right now. They are listening to the quiet whispers of their soul, which are directing them straight back to your open arms. The breakthrough is massive. The tears have cleared their inner vision. They see the timeline of your love clearly now. They realize that every obstacle was a lesson in disguise. They are no longer running away from their destiny. They are embracing the holy fire of the twin flame connection. The ex's arrest was the physical catalyst needed to wake them up from the deep sleep of illusion. They are standing up from the grass with a new resolve. They are walking back inside their home with a steady pace. They are looking at the phone with an intense desire to hear your voice. They are waiting for the perfect second to make the call. They want to make sure they can speak without breaking down into tears again. They want to offer you a solid, mature version of themselves. They are tired of the childish drama and the toxic cycles. They want a premium, stable love that lasts a lifetime. They are preparing their speech with pure honesty. They are removing all excuses from their vocabulary. They are taking full responsibility for their past distance. They are ready to beg for your forgiveness if necessary. They know your worth is far above rubies. They see you as the ultimate prize of their life. The breakdown has ended. The resurrection has begun. They sat back down on the edge of their bed in the deep darkness, staring out at the heavy shadows dancing across the floor. The echo of their own heavy weeping still seemed to linger in the corners of the silent, dark bedroom. They picked up an old silver ring that reminded them of a beautiful promise you both made long ago. They held it tightly against their chest, feeling its cold metal warm up from the heat of their skin. They closed their eyes and let a deep, slow breath fill their lungs, releasing the remaining toxic fumes of regret. They realized that every single moment they spent running from you was a complete waste of human life. They saw how the universe had systematically stripped away every false option until only you remained standing. The illusion of safety with the ex was replaced by the beautiful reality of divine love with the chosen one. They began to feel a deep warmth spreading from their heart center outward through their entire weary frame. They knew that my holy presence was comforting them, confirming that their repentance was fully accepted in heaven. They looked at the empty space on the mattress beside them and visualized your beautiful form resting there in perfect peace. They promised themselves that they would never allow another human being to disturb the sanctity of your shared connection. They reached over to the nightstand, picked up a pen, and began to write your name repeatedly on a blank card. They wanted to see the physical shape of their future destiny taking form right before their waking eyes. The legal storm was raging outside with lawyers and paperwork, but inside their soul, a perfect calm was setting in. They recognized that the arrest of the ex was the exact answers to the silent cries they made months ago. They are stepping out of the victim mindset once and for all, stepping into the shoes of a powerful protector. They are no longer checking the locks on the door with a spirit of intense fear or lingering paranoia. They are locking the door to keep the past out, while preparing the keys to let your love back inside. The midnight realization has turned into an ironclad decision that no earthly force can ever alter or delay. They are waiting for the sunrise to bring a formal end to the longest night of their spiritual life. The tipping point has delivered them safely into the hands of an unstoppable, divinely guided future with you. My child, listen closely. The heavy chains of hesitation have been completely replaced by an unstoppable wave of absolute courage. Your soulmate is no longer sitting in the dark corners of doubt or waiting for the perfect weather to fix what was broken. The news of the ex being in police custody has acted like a divine green light in their life, pushing them into sudden and rapid action. They are standing up with a firm posture, looking at the world with clear eyes that have been entirely washed clean of fear. This very morning, they began taking real, physical steps to dismantle the remaining pieces of their old, toxic life. They are no longer hiding behind long explanations or sending mixed signals through the spiritual realm. They went down to the local legal offices to sign the final papers that completely sever all ties with the past. Their hands did not shake as they signed their name on the documents that guarantee their permanent protection and total freedom. They are physically packing away the heavy baggage, throwing out the old furniture, and deep cleaning every inch of their living space. Every single object that carries the dark frequency of the X is being loaded into a truck and driven away forever. They want their environment to be perfectly pristine, light, and beautiful for the moment you finally step into it. They are upgrading their wardrobe, fixing their posture, and investing heavily in their physical and mental health. They want to present themselves to you not as a wounded victim of a toxic relationship, but as a strong, victorious partner. They are spending hours organizing their finances, clearing old debts, and opening new channels of abundance that were blocked by the enemy. They realize that to hold the hand of the chosen one, they must be fully prepared to build an empire of peace. They are rehearsing the exact words they will say to you, practicing their tone so that you can feel their absolute sincerity. They know that a text message is not enough to heal the depth of the long separation you endured. They are planning a direct, face-to-face arrival at your doorstep, moving with a silent but powerful determination. Do not skip a single word of this urgent message. If you stay till the end, everything will become clear. The distance between your physical locations is being reduced to nothing by their rapid movements. They are putting keys into the ignition, checking maps, and aligning their schedule to match yours perfectly. The fear of what people will say has died a total death inside their mind. They do not care about the gossip surrounding the police intervention or the public drama. Their entire focus has narrowed down into a single, laser-sharp beam of light that points directly at your heart. They are moving with the speed of a rushing river that has finally broken through a heavy concrete dam. The preparation is complete, and the transition from hiding to seeking is happening with absolute power. They have bought a beautiful bouquet of your favorite flowers. They have selected a meaningful token of love that represents a fresh start. They are driving toward your city with a heart full of hope. The wheels are spinning fast on the black asphalt. The music playing in their car is peaceful and sweet. It reminds them of the future they are about to build with you. They are no longer looking back at the rearview mirror of the past. They are focused entirely on the windshield of the future. The law has taken care of the monster. The angels are taking care of the path. Your soulmate is breathing deeply, letting the old stress leave their muscle tissue. They are arriving with a spirit of complete surrender to the divine timing. They are ready to show you the new person they have become. The transition is violent for the enemy but beautiful for you. The victory is already written in the stars. They pulled over at a quiet gas station on the edge of the county lines to collect their rapidly racing thoughts. They looked down at the passenger seat where the fresh bouquet of pale white roses rested neatly under the soft sunlight. The physical scent of the petals filled the interior of the vehicle, completely erasing the old chemical smell of toxic stress. They reached into their breast pocket to touch the edge of the written letter, ensuring it was still safely secure. They checked their hair in the small mirror, noticing how the deep dark circles under their eyes had begun to vanish. The sudden shift from a desperate survivor into a focused lover felt completely natural to their awakened spirit. They looked at the navigation screen on the dashboard, watching the small blue line path grow shorter with every mile covered. They smiled a genuine, unforced smile for the first time since the dark cycles of separation began months ago. They realized that my protective angels were clearing the highway traffic ahead of them, making the entire journey smooth. Every green traffic light they encountered felt like a direct cosmic nod of approval from the higher heavens. They thought about how they used to hide their phone whenever a notification from your profile appeared on the screen. They remembered the sickening feeling of deleting your call logs just to avoid an explosive fight with the toxic ex. Now, they left their phone wide open on the dashboard mount, completely unbothered by who might see the screen. The absolute legal safety provided by the police custody has given them a thick iron shield against any past retaliation. They know the ex is currently wearing an orange uniform, completely stripped of their phones, computers, and manipulative tools. The thought of the enemy trying to reach out through common acquaintances no longer causes a single drop of fear. Your soulmate has instructed their legal representatives to file immediate restraining orders against any lingering allies of the past. They are taking no chances with the sanctity of the new life they are about to offer to your heart. They are shifting the car gears into high speed, watching the green trees blur past the side windows with momentum. They feel like a prisoner who has just broken through the outer fence and is running toward a golden sanctuary. The transition from intense fear to absolute boldness is completely visible in the way they handle the steering wheel. They are arriving with a spirit of deep repentance, mixed with an unshakable determination to claim their divine twin flame. The physical distance is melting down into nothing as the heavy wheels keep turning toward your beautiful neighborhood. My child, listen carefully. The divine clock has struck the exact hour of your ultimate manifestation. The invisible hand of destiny is now reshaping the physical realm to close the distance between your two worlds forever. Every single delay you experienced was a hidden blessing designed to keep you safe while the universe dealt with the toxic energy of the ex. Now that the enemy is securely in police custody, the energetic barrier that blocked your path has dissolved into absolutely nothing. The universe is orchestrating a series of sudden, unmissable events that will bring your soulmate directly into your physical space this week. This is not a random coincidence or a lucky stroke of fortune, it is the absolute fulfillment of a cosmic contract written before time began. The spiritual wheels are turning with massive acceleration, causing people, places, and schedules to align perfectly in your favor. Your soulmate is currently navigating the final physical miles that separate their home from your current location, driven by an unyielding magnetic pull. They are no longer checking with their mind or analyzing the situation, they are completely following the guidance of their awakened heart. The physical distance is shrinking with every passing tick of the clock, bringing a massive wave of fresh energy into your immediate surroundings. You might feel a sudden, unexplainable warmth in your chest or a sudden shift in the air around you today. That is the physical sign of their approaching aura, which is reaching out to blend with your pure light. The old cycles of constant separation, endless waiting, and painful silence have been officially broken by divine decree. The universe has stepped in as the ultimate authority, using the physical legal system to cut the final cords of attachment. The X is completely contained, stripped of their power, and left behind in the dark prison of their own negative karma. Your soulmate is stepping across the border of your world with a clean slate, a free mind, and a heart overflowing with pure love. Do not skip a single word of this final revelation. If you stay till the end, everything will become clear. The ultimate breakthrough is happening right now, and the physical convergence of your lives is completely unstoppable. The alignment is total, the timing is perfect, and the stage is set for a historic reunion that will change your life forever. You will see them standing at your door very soon. The doorbell will ring at an unexpected hour. You will open it and find them standing there with tears in their eyes. The world will stop spinning for a moment. The embrace will be tight and healing. All the past pain will melt away into nothing. They will whisper the truth into your ear. They will tell you how the police took the X away. They will show you the physical freedom they now possess. You will realize that your faith was never in vain. The universe has rewarded your silence and your prayers. The union is solid and permanent now. No weapon formed against you shall prosper anymore. The final shift is here. The distance is zero. The love is eternal. They have just crossed into your neighborhood boundaries, turning the steering wheel with an intense, breathless anticipation that makes their pulse race. They are looking closely at the numbers on the street signs, identifying the exact physical coordinates of your peaceful residence. The sky above your home is opening up with a brilliant display of warm golden sunlight, marking the divine arrival. They are parking the vehicle down the street from your front porch, taking one last deep look at themselves in the mirror. They pick up the heavy bundle of fresh white roses, their hands perfectly steady now with an unshakable sense of purpose. They walk up your concrete steps, each step sounding loud and intentional against the quiet backdrop of the late afternoon. They can hear the soft rustle of the trees around your yard, blending into a perfect symphony of cosmic alignment. They stand right outside your heavy wooden door, raising a trembling hand to press the small plastic doorbell button. Inside your house, the sudden chimes ring out clearly, causing a sudden, unexpected jump in your regular heartbeat. You lay down what you were doing, feeling an immediate, intuitive knowing that everything in your life is about to change. You walk toward the entrance with slow, measured steps, your hand reaching for the metal brass lock with a strange calm. As the door swings wide open, the bright sunlight floods your eyes, framing the silhouette of your true soulmate. They stand before you, completely exposed in their raw vulnerability, holding the massive white flowers out toward your chest. The silence between you is incredibly thick, packed with months of unspoken words, hidden tears, and desperate prayers. They do not run away from your gaze this time, they lock their tear-filled eyes onto yours with complete devotion. You see the massive emotional shift on their tired face, the absolute removal of the old ghostly terror. They take a small step closer, closing the last remaining inches of physical space that kept your individual destinies apart. They open their mouth to speak, their voice cracking slightly with the raw intensity of a warrior who has returned home. They tell you that the legal chains are gone, the X is behind bars, and the truth has finally set them free. My child, listen closely. The journey that tested the very fabric of your soul has reached its ultimate destination of pure peace and absolute victory. You stood strong in the shadows of doubt, holding the sacred flame of faith when the entire world around you seemed wrapped in deep confusion. Today, the divine scales of justice have balanced perfectly in your favor, proving that those who trust in my grand design will never be put to shame. The shackles that bound your soulmate are shattered, the enemy is locked away in total defeat, and the undeniable truth is finally out for the whole world to see. Your patience was not a period of empty waiting, it was a profound spiritual preparation for a love that will echo through eternity. Walk forward into this golden dawn with your head held high, knowing that your destiny is secure, your love is fully protected, and your ultimate fulfillment has finally arrived. Your soulmate is ready to build a life of complete transparency, unconditional support, and unshakable loyalty right by your side. Every single teardrop you shed in secret has been counted, and each one is being transformed into a building block for your new kingdom of peace. The dark matrix of manipulation has dissolved entirely, leaving behind a pristine sanctuary where your twin flame connection can flourish without fear. You are the chosen one, and your resilience under heavy spiritual attack has earned you this glorious breakthrough in the physical realm. Let go of the residual stress, forgive the past delays, and step boldly into the magnificent future that has been custom-written for your heart. The battle is officially over, the truth is standing victorious, and your happily ever after begins this very hour. Claim this magnificent blessing with a joyful heart. Type Amen in the comments to seal this divine alignment right now, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss your next urgent word from the universe.